I was always under the impression that the performance of a switch above the 65-cent meta is just copium with diminishing returns. But here we are with probably the most expensive stock switch I have in my possession, the Designer Studio Retrolight Linear Switches. For those of you who don't know, Designer Studio is a team based in China that has introduced a lot of novel and premium switches, like the White Shades, which are my favorite tactile, and the Graphite Golds, which, while I never personally tried them because of the 75-cent price tag, the inner Franken switcher and me always wanted their G1 stems. So that brings us back to these, the 75-cent Retrolight linear switches based on, you guessed it, the MW Retrolight Keycaps. Quick side note, normally you'll also get blue stems as well, but Keebhut only had red and green in stock. And as far as why I'm personally excited for these, apart from these switches using the same proprietary G1 stem, which has an ungodly list of material blends, it's that they have a modified palm top housing, a 63.5 gram spring, and that these are the first switches to use what they're calling a PM2 bottom housing. Supposedly, it's a mix of palm and UPE, which at least in theory should feel pretty smooth and have a deeper pitched bottom out. These do come unlubed from the factory, and feel-wise, these are probably the closest to CJs I felt without needing to have a polish mold. Just lubing the spring, there's barely any noticeable scratch, no harsh bottom out here, and the overall travel is just super smooth. I will say, you will need to lube behind the leaf as well, since these switches are manufactured by GMK, so there is a little bit of leaf ping. But I'll finish getting the rest of these lubed, and I'll play a sound test so you can kind of get an idea. Sound-wise, they're a decently full-sounding switch. It's not super loud, and overall I dig the tone. The bottom out is definitely on the deeper end, and the top out is quite light without sounding sharp or tinny in any way. At least for my build, I prefer them in the Neson paired with the alu plate, as I thought the mods were present sounding and the alphas were still bright without being overbearing. So, that brings us back to the kicker. Would I recommend these switches at their 75-cent price tag, or 71 with code tofu types? Realistically, I could go either way. There's no doubt that these are bangin' switches. They're one of the smoothest, non-polished switches I've tried. They've got a refined sound profile, a unique material blend, and a decently inoffensive colorway. But admittedly, that's a steep price to performance for your wallet, and it'll be up to you to decide if these Retrolights deserve a home in your next build. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Take care, and have a good one. Bye.